Hello, welcome to the weekly highlights program on Azərbaycan Televiziya with the major developments of the week. I am your host, İlham Məmmədov. Now first, let's take a brief look at some of the top stories of this week. On May 28th, President İlham visited Ağdam region. The head of state laid the foundation of several buildings and met with representatives of public in Ağdam. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham Əliyev, received Chief Executive Officer of Signify, Eric Rondola, and other senior officials of the company. President İlham Əliyev took part in the opening of a new administrative building of the Surakhani District Court on May 29th.
Minister of Justice Rövşən Məmmədov said that with the commissioning of this building, the social protection of judges and protection of courts had improved, the use of innovative and digital technologies had expanded. With the help of electronic court, there was an opportunity to participate in the judicial process through video communication, which allowed to review court cases online during the quarantine. With the help of application of this system at the expense of integration with other bodies, it became possible to receive documents in real time. As for the application, mobile court on smartphones, one get acquainted with the documents and regulations, provide additional information without coming to court. Accurate and expedited protocols and audio-video recording of processes are carried out at the expense of a meter system installed in the halls. At the other modern court buildings, this building is also subdivided into administrative and public zone. President İlham was also informed about the Masallı Court complex. And the complex, the district court will consider the case of commercial and administrative courts of this region, including the Shirvan Court of Appeals. There are modern conditions, universal accessibility and quality judicial service for 1,700,000 people in the region.
President İlham Əliyev took part in the opening of new premises of the Ministry of
In the new premises of the Ministry of Economy, attracting attention with its modern method of construction, all the conditions are created for the comfort and efficiency of 772 employees. Minister of Economy Mikhail Japarov noted that the building is equipped with modern multimedia facilities, a conference hall for various events, as well as working rooms and meeting rooms. The building consists of 5 structures independent from each other in the form of a cube, connected with the center in the form of a round core, and each cube consists of 5 office floors, which are separated without column from the open garden terrace of the upper neighboring cube. In addition, each floor rotates by 1.2 degrees to compare with the lower floors, which leads to the appearance of the effect of the rotation at 40 degrees downwards. The construction team developed an innovative design solution using steel forms under each cube, as well as a system that transfers the load from the reinforced concrete columns and supports located around the perimeter of the building core. In 2020, the design of the building was awarded Excellence in Engineering Construction and Dignity Award in the United States.
On May 29th, November 8th station of Baku Metro was commissioned. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham Əliyev, viewed conditions created at the station.
The 26th station of the Baku metro with a total length of 363.34 meters, the third station of Purple Line is located in the Rəsmi district. Zaur Hüseynov, chairman of the closed-door stock company Baku Metro, informed the head of our state about the station. The station plays a key role in connecting the underground transport with the city center and other districts of the capital. The entrance and the corresponding access control points of the station with a three-level structure are at the upper floor. The main factors that satisfy citizens are the organization of optimal movement and time savings. During the construction of the metro station, all the conditions were created to consider the easy for disabled. During the construction of the station, new types of methods were widely used for the purpose of rapid development of Baku in its transformation into metropolitan. The construction of new lines with the consideration of movement of 7-car trains should be taken as a continuation of innovations. With these features, another section of the line with a length of 18.5 kilometers, which starts from bus terminal station and passes through Hoca Hasan to Garachkur settlement in the direction of Mimar Acemi November 8th, will be connected to the underground transport.
On May 28th, President İlham Aliyev visited Ağdam region. The head of state laid the foundation of several buildings and met with representatives of public in Ağdam. As part of his visit to Ağdam, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham Aliyev attended the groundbreaking ceremony of Bərdə-Ağdam Highway. The head of state planted a tree in Ağdam City Forest Park. President İlham Aliyev attended a groundbreaking ceremony for the first residential building to be built in the city of Ağdam, an Ağdam Industrial Park. The head of state visited the palace complex where the palace of Panah Ali Khan, the founder of the Karabakh Khanate, was located. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham Aliyev was informed about a Victory Museum and an open-air museum of occupation which will be built in Ağdam. Then, President İlham Aliyev laid a foundation stone for a new building of Ağdam City School No. 1. The head of state then met with representatives of Ağdam public. The master plan of the city of Ağdam was submitted to President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham Aliyev. The head of state then attended a ceremony to lay the foundation stone for the restoration of the city of Ağdam. The head of state also visited the Şahbulaq Fortress and Giyasli Mosque in Ağdam. The head of state was presented the reconstruction plan of the Şahbulaq monument. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham Əliyev, received Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Mohammad Javad Zarif.
Very glad to see you, Mr. Minister. I'm sure that during the visit we will discuss broadly positive development of our relations, bilateral ties which are growing, and I just looked at the data prior to your visit and saw that we have a growth in trade turnover. It's very positive despite the pandemic, and all the initiatives and the decisions which have been made by President Rouhani and myself have been implemented. We're very satisfied with the level of cooperation during the time of the presidency of President Rouhani. It's coming to an end. Please convey my big greetings to him and gratitude for partnership, for cooperation. We made a really great progress in all the areas. I think the level of cooperation between our countries now is probably the highest in the history of our cooperation. And of course, with the new situation in the region, post-conflict situation, there are the new opportunities and new challenges. And of course, as the two brotherly countries, Iran and Azerbaijan, we need to coordinate our efforts to contribute to a long-lasting and sustainable peaceful development in the region, in the benefits of all the regional countries. And I'm sure that that's the same approach which Iranian government shares, because we already had numerous contacts during the time after the conflict. Has been resolved, and today probably we'll address several important issues in order how to make this process more smooth. So welcome once again.
Well, Mr. President, first of all, thank you very much for receiving us. Second, I have the greetings of President Rouhani for Your Excellency and his high esteem for you and for Azerbaijan. We are all happy that we are experiencing the best period of our relations with Azerbaijan during our administration. As we leave office, we are happy that we are leaving the next administration in Iran with a great legacy of relations with a brotherly country, Azerbaijan. I want to congratulate you on your National Day in advance, and congratulate the people of Azerbaijan and express our deep admiration for the advancement that you have been able to bring to Azerbaijan and to this region. We are pleased with the level of cooperation, and we believe that we can even go further in order to achieve the expressed desire of Your Excellency and President Rouhani and Iranian leadership. We believe that you have played a historic role in liberating Azeri territory, and we congratulate you. Now you can play a historic role in winning the peace, and we want to commend you for expressing your desire to reach a peace agreement with Armenia. This is extremely important, and we are prepared in Iran to play whatever role that we can in order to achieve this, and also in order to play a role in rebuilding and reconstruction of the liberated areas. Once again, Mr. President, thank you very much for receiving myself and my delegation and for your gracious hospitality.
Thank you.
On May 27th, President İlham Əliyev received the Minister of National Education of the Republic of Turkey, Ziya Selçuk.
President İlham Aliyev noted that relations between Turkey and Azerbaijan are at the highest level, and our countries cooperate in all spheres on the basis of mutual respect and interests. The sphere of education is also an important part of our cooperation, the head of state said, noting that in order to educate and unite the younger generation, it is necessary to take very important steps in this area. Saying that a new period has begun in our country, restoration and reconstruction work is underway on the liberated lands, a master plan of cities is being developed, and within this framework it is planned to build schools. President İlham Aliyev brought to attention that the foundation of the school destroyed by the Armenians was laid in Shusha, and the groundbreaking school proposed by Turkey was included in the program of the visit of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. We have created such a strong union that future generations must take their steps in accordance with this union, this brotherhood, the head of state said, stressing the importance of various events, youth forums, implementation of joint educational programs. Turkish Minister of National Education Ziya Selçuk conveyed greetings of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and the Turkish people to President İlham Aliyev. We are here with joy in our hearts because of Karabakh victory inscribed in history. The minister said, adding that even in 1,000 years, the name of President İlham Aliyev will be praised by children in history. He noted that educational programs between our countries, further work related to the development of education, are being carried out at the high level. President İlham Aliyev said that today our country is on the eve of great creative work, for which vocational education and training of new educated personnel are of great importance, stressed the importance of creating vocational skills on the liberated lands that correspond to the potential of the regions. President İlham Aliyev also noted the need for mandatory inclusion of the topic of the Second Karabakh War in national educational programs, history textbooks of secondary and higher educational institutions, and expressed hope that this issue will be reflected in Turkish history textbooks. Noting that at one time during the Soviet period, the leaders of Dashnak Bolshevik gangs who shed the blood of the Azerbaijani people were presented as heroes, and all these became clear during the years of independence. The head of state stressed the need to present our ancient and modern history as it is, noted the importance of joint work in this area. President İlham Aliyev expressed gratitude for the greetings from the President of Turkey and asked to convey his greetings to Recep Tayyip Erdogan.
This week, the head of state received Chief Executive Officer of Signify, Eric Rondola, and other senior officials of the company.
During the meeting, the parties discussed the implementation of projects implemented by Signify in Azerbaijan. President İlham Aliyev expressed satisfaction with the work done by the company to illuminate the streets of Baku, Sumgayit and Shamakhë, noting that this work is important in terms of transport and public safety. Expressing gratitude to the head of state for the favorable business and investment climate created in the country, Eric Rondola briefed President İlham Aliyev on the work carried out in Azerbaijan and said the work had been completed in Baku and Sumgayit and was nearing completion in Shamakhë. He noted that thanks to the new technologies, these projects provided for 50% saving on electricity. In the future, the savings will reach 75–80%. President İlham Aliyev stressed the need to continue work on the application of new technologies and stressed the importance of developing street lighting projects in Gəncə, Mingəçevir, Şəki, Qəbələ, Şirvan and Lənkəran. Speaking about the infrastructure projects implemented in the liberated territories, the head of state said that serious work was being done to develop master plans for Şuşa and Ağdam, and it was expedient for Signify to join this process at the stage of development master plans. During the conversation, issues related to the implementation of pilot projects to achieve high productivity in vegetable growing, poultry and fishery spheres with the applications of new lighting technologies were discussed.
Now it's time to review the global developments with our special guest. I am currently joined by Orhan Amashov, international law expert, who will be analyzing the most important global developments. Welcome, Orhan. I want to discuss the two important developments that took place this week. First, Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, asked for apology and forgiveness from Rwanda for the role France played in 1994 genocide. And the second thing is, Germany, at the level of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, admitted to have committed genocide against Namibia. Can you please dwell on these two important developments and provide background information?
Hi, Ilham. As usual, I'm delighted to be here. Yes, as you said, two remarkable events, and those two events can only be understood in the right context. And what is the right context? The last 200 years of African history is closely associated with European domination, and things we observe today and some of the problems these nations are experiencing in terms of their roots go back to the colonial age. Rwanda was a colony of Germany and Belgium for the substantial part of the last 100 years. And what happened in 1994, there was a Houthi-dominated regime there which committed an act of genocide against Tutsi minority. And during that stage, France, according to their own admission, did not interfere timely because they decided to remain silent. So they did choose silence over clear examination, and they curbed the scope of military operations. And by doing so, they somehow stood by the genocidal Hutu regime. That's their fault. And Macron made it very clear. Macron said that we are not complicit in this crime, we are not an accomplice, but we ask for forgiveness. So as you really understand here, France is not to be blamed for what happened in 1994. It was an internal Rwanda matter. There are a couple of other things that France is to be responsible for. For example, there was an 8-year war from 1954 to 1962 in Algeria, where France committed many atrocities. But interestingly enough, a couple of months ago, when asked about those atrocities, Macron decided not to apologize. He said, no remorse, no apologies. So when it matters, they didn't apologize, and when, in this particular instance, where their role is very indirect, they decided to apologize. But German case is very straightforward, because Namibia was a German colony in late 19th century, early 20th century, and what happened there was very crystal clear. They occupied the territory, and then they exploited the population, and there was a rebellion, a local rebellion against the German domination, which they suppressed by means of killing the 80% of the local population. And the people lost their lands, and eventually 80% of the population was killed, and other people were sent to the concentration camps, and they were subjugated to forced labor. So effectively, very limited number of people actually survived that genocide. And it's described as a first forgotten genocide of the 20th century. And what German government did, as you said rightly, at the level of the foreign ministry, they apologized for what happened, and they are going to officially refer to the events as genocide. So it's an official acceptance of genocide by Imperial Germany.
And what will be the consequences of this in real terms for Germany to reconcile with Namibia?
Well, this apology is a political and moral statement. So Germany faces up to its history, which is a very genuinely decent act in real sense of the word, and it does entail 1.3 billion financial package. But Germans are very wise and shrewd, of course. They decided to ensure that this 1.3 billion financial package is made as a gesture, not as a reparation, which means that they are not legally obligated actually to do anything, but they're doing it as a gesture. It's a very shrewd way. And what's going to happen, it's a statement by the foreign minister of Germany, so there will be a deal between the governments of Germany and Namibia, and afterwards the parliament should ratify it. Interestingly enough, some of the people in Namibia, they're not very happy with this deal, because they're saying that it falls short of certain standards, because it doesn't say reparation, it says gesture. And at the same time, if you remember a couple of years ago, German government actually returned some of the skulls belonging to the killed Namibians, which were initially used by Imperial Germany to prove the roots of the Aryan civilization, the theory which is now discredited. And that was the beginning of the process. The financial part of the story is viewed in from different perspectives by Germans and by people from Namibia. Germans are saying that we already paid a lot, some of the Germans are saying that we already contributed a lot into the economy of Namibia by means of aid and so on, and 1.3 billion is a gesture. But some critics in Namibia are suggesting that 1.3 billion is not enough, and plus the local population lost its land as a result of the German domination. And because of the fact that they lost, and there's a 1% German-speaking minority in Namibia. So this land issue also is to be sorted out. So I think in terms of consequences, Germany will pay a huge amount of money. It will be paid in the course of years, of course, not at once. And they're going to be an important player in the economy of Namibia.
And does this mark the beginning of a new trend when countries step up and admit their wrongdoing in the European history?
Very interesting question, actually. It may be as the beginning, the very inception of a new trend, because we observed what happened in relation to the Black Lives Matter campaign. The act by Germany in particular, it's an act of a civilized European nation which has been through the long process of development and evolution, and they reached a level of prosperity and a degree of democracy, and they realize that they have to face up to certain things their forebears did 100 years ago. And this is a very civilized act. And in one sense it is viewed as an act of facing up to one's history. On the other side, if you look at the German case, for example, they are going to invest a huge amount of money into the economy of Namibia, which means that the substantial part of the economy will be based on the German foreign money. So it means German influence in Namibia. So what Germany and other European countries are currently doing, in my judgment, it may sound very contentious, but I think that's a thing which is going to happen, is that civilized European countries are accepting their wrongs. They're saying that, yes, we committed some wrongs and mistakes, and they are deprecating their own past leaders, and they want to win back those former colonies by means of making their societies more diverse and open, at the same time being more involved in their economy and in improving their economy. So I think it's a very subtle way of reconquering those countries, not in terms of direct occupation and subjugation, but by means of wide-range investments, by means of winning the hearts of the people and increasing their influence and their clout.
Thank you very much for your valuable observations, Orhan. That was all for the week. Thank you very much for watching us, and stay tuned not to miss the next edition of our program.